Hey guys, we're back out with the Wraith 1.9 VFD 10.3. We're out with the Wraith 1.9.2, I guess. You can tell that it has gone through a bit of a weight loss recently. I said before that I didn't really want to chop that rear cage off because that was the original kit cage from many years ago when you could still get this as a kit. But while I was working on it, I found some cracks and stuff in that upper frame in the rear anyway, so it got a chop job. Now, a lot of people take the rods when they do the chop job and they run them to the bars where it meets down here. But if you look down there, that's kind of hard to see. Let's roll her over. Yeah, there you go. You can see where I connected them. There are mounts down here that are much better suited for that purpose. Makes it a little bit easier. You don't have quite as much of a spread on the cage. It doesn't make everything look weird. Let's see. Aside from that, everything is basically the same. I just put a bomber interior because we all know a bomber interior makes everything better. And I changed the wheels and tires because I didn't have a spare for that other one, and this one sort of matches these. So, hey, we're running cheap tires. I'm also waiting for new hubs and wheels and tires to come in. And I'm still running the same motor in the ESC because, well, that's how things go these days. Let's hit the trails and see what we can do. The further I go along, the more of the SCX 10.3 parts I end up with. These tires came off of my 10.3 kit years ago when I built that. Now, they're not great tires. They're okay, but it's what I had on hand until I can get a full set of 5 or something else. Even with the extra weight of the tire up top, it still handles pretty well through the rocks. It does some pretty good climbing too. We'll see that in a little while. Ugh. These tires do rub a little bit. I'm not real happy about that. I'll definitely be happier when I get another set of tires. Of course, the spare tire on the back does give you that weird weight up top, and in the rear it makes it a little awkward, but it's not really bad enough that I'm going to worry about it. And it still crawls pretty well. Like I said before, this is never going to be a comp rig, but I do want it to be at least capable enough to keep up with the guys I want to keep up with. That didn't work. Let's try it again. A good part of that is just the mostly just cheap stock tires. But the 21% overdrive really helps, even with questionable to crappy stock RTR or even kit tires these days, because it's not like there's any difference anymore. It still does a pretty good job. This should be a nice long downhill. Oh, not bad. Caught in the cobweb, oh no. Maybe we can go back up it. Well, I'll be a flibberty gibbet. The suspension is pretty limited still, just because of the panhard mount and all of that stuff. You get plenty of side flex, but as far as the up and down of the front suspension, I mean, you don't get a lot of up and down. You definitely get one side or the other to lift or drop, but that's all you really need. The bottoming out drop really doesn't help you any. It doesn't hurt you any either. And as you can tell, it still articulates just fine. I had some people asking if this would be a good idea to do this with portals instead of the straights, and you could do this with the portals, but I didn't for two reasons. One, all you're really doing is pushing your balance point way up. Your CG goes up once you do that. You're not going to get as much articulation out of the shocks as you will with the straight axles. And number two, I don't really like portals. They're noisy, they're overly complicated.